Hey, Jeanette.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Oh,
Okay.
thanks for showing up early. Worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Well, my partner Andrea should be coming on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can wait a minute. I'll grab some water.
Okay.
She just jumped in. I'm gonna let her in here.
Okay.
Hey, Andrea.
Hello.
How's it going? All right, I'm gonna get your campaign results pulled up here.
Perfect.
Background. Okay, so there's a couple. I think this is your first one. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
we did. This one did really well. We got 10 leads on 900 dials and,
Mm-hmm.
and then 3 leads on 500 texts. Which is good. Texting is a little low. Cold calling is a little high though. So those are great numbers. And this was in Cumberland, Putnam, and Jackson County. Okay. And then we
Mm-hmm.
pulled this list as well. So this is our first one. And then the next one looks like we split into 3 different areas. Is that what I'm seeing here? Is that we have 3 markets that we split it up over?
Yes. We
Okay.
included Maryland.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. And I see Dorchester
Mm-hmm.
and I see my assistant just jumped in the chat. I see White and Bledsoe, and then I see Scott, Campbell, and Rowan. Okay. Um, okay, cool. Now let's go over these 3 stats. And it's scattered, which is probably why it feels like it's not going as well, because it's much more scattered out. Um,
Yeah,
the
I get that. And I
Yeah,
wouldn't have intended to do that. I don't like to actually scatter them out, except when we talked based upon our criteria, weren't able to maximize
enough
the
records.
numbers. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm not
yeah.
normally, I'd rather do fewer.
One area, yeah. Yeah, and what you're saying too is there wasn't enough land records that came back in those areas, right? Is that
Yeah.
yeah, so it
Hmm.
it, it forced spreading. And I like, I don't mind spreading it out. It's a great opportunity to split test, which we're going to learn today how each market, responds so differently. And then, I can take a look at our list pulling. I do know the best lists I've seen for land are what's called priced lists. Um, we can't get those ourselves, but I have seen priced pull back a lot of records, much more than we can generally get sometimes. If you've ever heard of them, but looking into
What do
this,
you tell price pull back a lot of records?
yeah, it's called PRYCD.
Yeah, I know what
I've
they
heard of
are.
it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So one thing I've learned about price that is really exceptional is like one thing I've learned is if you put in these markets with price, you might get a lot more records. I have seen that. as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like if we are short on records, it could be a limitation of our list pulling software, because
Mm,
there could be more land out there. Um,
okay.
I just wanted to share that with you.
All
Um,
right. So how do we maximize that moving forward, though? Is that something you guys can do?
Yeah, you would just have to get a list from Price and send it over to us, is basically, what would happen there if you wanted to do it that way. I don't have any relationship with Price yet, but I'm definitely eager to because some of our biggest results ever came from Price List as well. So I do like them. I can't get them. They are expensive, they are premium. I think they're like 8 to 9 cents per record on there. Um, but I have seen it pay off well whenever we do get low records too. Um, but I'm actually going to be working on creating a relationship. I'm going to try to get like the CEO or somebody on the phone here over the next couple of weeks and see
Mm.
if I can get my clients some kind of deal or something
Mm.
for trying them out. Let me just write that down. I'll maybe see if I can get that done today. But yeah, so this campaign, we'll go over the Maryland one first. Currently, we do have 524 dials were completed, 46 people answered, and 3 became a lead. That's not really bad by any means. I believe if we were to compare it to your last campaign, that this campaign, we have 10 leads on 900 dials, which is really good. But we also have a 15% contact rate. So if we were to compare, like twice as many people picked up the phone in
Mm.
Cumberland, Putnam, and Jackson.
Mm. Okay.
And that could, lead to, the other numbers. Now, sometimes, sometimes it just varies county to county. We do buy multiple phone numbers for you in each market. So even if they get used to seeing one number, the next call back is with a different one. And we do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do that to help. So we buy 3 phone numbers per campaign. Okay.
Wow.
Is what we do. Yeah. Well, I want to make sure you guys at least have a chance at getting the best results possible.
Mm.
Now, so this one, so that could have been a part of that, because the results, it is true. These results do look like they're about 50% better, right? And then when you look at the contact rate, you're like, okay, it was also increased by 50%. And that can start to even out. And that's what we want to look for, the patterns, right, in this. So this one had an 8.7% contract, did have a high accuracy rate. So this one, only 9 people out of 46 told us that we have the wrong number. Okay, which that's good. So that's 37 people did own the piece of land and only 3 of those wanted to sell. So, if you think about 3 out of 37 true correct numbers, it's still decent. It's almost like 10%, maybe a little bit less, 8% of those who answered.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing stellar. And then texting, I believe I looked at these last night, and if I'm not mistaken, only one of them had texting on it. Okay, I could be wrong. But I did follow up with your campaign and asked them to make sure the rest of the work gets completed. But this one on texting, 152 people were texted, 19 people replied, and 0 became a lead. Okay. Now I don't know when exactly these were sent out, but I will share with you, we do monitor text replies for 4 days after we send them. So just if someone doesn't reply today, we still catch them for up to the next 3 or 4 days, just so you know. But again, I don't know when these were set. This number could be final. There's a chance it could increase. That's this campaign. The next campaign, Tennessee, this campaign definitely started to do better. We did 592 dials, 63 people answered, and 2 of those people became a lead. Now, this was a 10.64% contact rate. So this one was better. It was about 20% better than in Maryland at 8.7. So we had about a 20% increase, and our accuracy rate looks like it was higher too. So we only had 9 people tell us we had the wrong number in this area. And so that's what 54 people were the person that owned the land, but only 2 of them translated into a lead. That I think for land, that's below average, to be transparent. For land, I do like to see, like your last one, a minimum of 3 leads per 500 dials. Okay. I think 2 leads per 500 dials it's still scalable. It's still profitable, but it really is the minimum that we kind of want to see generally with cold calling. That's kind of how I gauge it internally too. Now, texting just blew up here, which we do find sometimes that texting will be inverse to calling. But on this one, I mean, it did extremely well. 386 people texted, 47 responses, and then 7 became a lead. So that one is definitely, that's very impressive. And there's the very similar rule of thumb there, which is leads per 500 text messages. You're averaging over, I mean, that's almost like you're almost averaging like 10 leads per 500 text messages. So I think that is a great sign. So that really made up for the lacking cold calling scenario, right? So if we look at this through a different lens, this one, so this one looks like it's definitely the lower performer at the moment, because it does have 1 more cold calling lead, but 0 texting leads.
Yeah. And I think that's big. Well, and that's a market we don't normally go in. It's just that we had a realtor that was requesting certain land that they had buyers. So
Gotcha.
I think, yeah, it's
This
definitely
was
not.
just trying out, is basically what you're saying. Like we were just dipping our toe
Yeah,
in the
this is
water.
not a market, but this is what it is of course they're not selling. It's just a market of high demand. So I could understand why the leads
Got
wouldn't
it.
be so vast in that area.
Got it. Okay,
But
cool.
it's just that I was hoping to get some land because I knew the minute we'd get some, it would be sold
Right.
practically.
And this might be a great candidate for that priced style approach, too. If you were, and maybe get someone on the phone and make sure I'm right first. Hey, how many records do you guys even have in this area? Or, maybe do something like that. I'm a big fan of not just spending the money, but making sure it's a good solution. But I really appreciate that feedback. And it was also a small sample size, right? So this was really only 180 records, it looks
Oh,
like.
that's really small,
It's
super
really,
small.
right. And if you look at the text, only 152, which probably means it was 152 with phone numbers. So up here was probably us calling everyone multiple times as a way to
Right,
look at
right,
that.
right. Okay.
And then the last one that we were at is the Scott Campbell Rowan County. This one was also, pretty unique. Good statistics, not great results. So 524 dials, 65 people picked up. That's big. 12.4% contact rate. That's a lot. So I say anything over 9 is good. So
Okay.
you're like 33% over 9. So you're really in the great to amazing range for contacts, which is good. And but only 1 became a lead now. And we do have, I don't know how much this matters, because I don't think it hasn't ever affected results in the past, but I think it's a little more obvious with land. We did have the holiday occur, so we do have this potential anomaly that I usually think holidays help, is what I would think. But it is a variable that that could be a little bit different. That could also skew the results. Contact rate was good. Accuracy rate was good again. 82% of the right people picked up the phone. We spoke to 53 of the owners. And then, texting kind of fell short a little bit here too. Again, very small texting sample, only 278. But 32 people replied, which that's good. Anytime you get more than 10% responses, I consider that great. and then 0 became a lead so far. Now I do know these aren't done, and I believe I saw a cold calling or so lead already come through for today as well, for you guys. So the good news is, I think I do have a unique prediction that maybe as we get further away from Thanksgiving, that we will that we will also see more leads as well.
Okay. So we had what we didn't realize what was going on, and this is probably why we were in such a sense of urgency about our leads, is we realized that something happened with our email and we actually weren't getting the leads, literally. So that became an issue, and that's why there was such a sense of urgency that we had only had 2 leads this entire month.
Okay.
So I think based upon the data you just shared, it appears that we
You
had
guys are
way
missing
more
leads.
leads than we had understood. So we're taking care of our email, getting all that fixed. And does your team obviously still has that information that they can resend if we didn't get those emails?
Absolutely. So I just typed it out right before you said it. And at any time we could do this for you. You could
Okay.
always email us and ask for a compilation of all of your leads, just so you know.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
And they always also send us,
Text.
I like the data sheet, and I also like to get the numbers that were landlines, because we're going to have a campaign out to those for the mailers come December.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And then, so the ones that you're saying, the ones that didn't come back with cell phones, is that what you mean?
Correct. Yeah.
By landlines? Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, keep me posted on this email thing, because that could be a shared responsibility. Email is really weird, which I'm sure you're learning and I've been learning for years. Some customers just can't receive our emails. Like, I cannot explain it, and then they have to use a different provider. So I just want to share with you, feel free to involve us in the troubleshooting with that, because it could be shared, is just what I'm saying. So like, if you're like, Nick, I did all this stuff, I'm still not getting emails, then let us know, because
Oh, I see. No, I think it's not just you guys. I think our email, I don't know what happened. I mean, we didn't do anything, but all of a sudden it's saying that we can't get emails. I don't know. I have to go through GoDaddy. It won't be a big
and then
deal.
do you want to, and then in that case, do you want to give me a better email now for me to send things to while that's getting squared away? Okay, what is that?
Just send it to Andrea, Andrea, at destinylandusa.com. Yours is working, right, Andrea?
Yes.
And then do you want me to just update this for now on the campaign until?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
And also the SMS text notification. What number is it going to right now?
Question.
Because I think that needs to be updated as well.
Yeah, let me pull that.
To my new number.
Yeah, that's why these calls are so good. It's like so good to like
No, it is good. It is good. I do appreciate it. And I really like looking at that data that you have, actually.
Well, and just so you know, anytime you book a couple things, I have my developers creating something customizable. So pretty soon when you log into my website, you can put in your own date range and see your own version. That would be cool. And the other thing is, in this calendar event from today, those all of those reports are. So if you go to your calendar that was invited, and you'll see all those photos. So my team, they share them with both of us, so you guys can save those for your own records as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably have a tendency to book a call at least probably every, other month, just to kind of keep up with the data. That's really important for me.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's why I like it when customers do it. And this is the real perk over direct mail that I'm starting to learn, is that you can't like meet like with the United States Post Office and have them be like, hey, this mail's working.
Right. And this mail was opened. Yeah, no, I really, really like the data. I mean, I have to delve into it much more than just the face value today, but I think it's fantastic data.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I try to make this company as much feel like you're the CEO of my
Yeah.
company.
But we
Rather
don't
than
currently have access to that without you kind of sharing it, right? We don't,
That's
like
correct.
you
Yeah.
had mentioned. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Currently, it's us doing it manually. That report, each of those reports take my team like 25 minutes to create.
Okay.
But I have my developers putting it into a portal for all my customers to self-assess as well. And I also created a onboarding course just today that I filmed that I would love to send over to you guys. It's really like all the ins and outs. It's some ninja stuff. I don't know if you saw the email, but I recently, and I'll put it in the chat here. Brenzy's so awesome. I recently launched I have 4 courses I created. I'm giving them all away for free forever now. So it's not like a sale. It's not a special. There's no trick. You don't have to sign up for anything else, but I'm starting to just give away all my real estate courses. But so if you click that link or go to that link that Brenzy just posted, LM all courses,
Okay.
you'll see my onboarding course that I just created in there, and then 4 other courses, and it's all completely free, just so you know.
Oh, okay. And what are those courses?
One is all about lead gen. The other one's all about acquisitions and dispositions. One is a cold caller training course. It's actually think of the cold caller one, good for anyone who's going to be on the phone in any capacity, whether it's inbound calls out. So if you guys ever hire a VA, not even for cold calling, but just in general, or your friend wants to come be a part of it, you could easily be like, watch all these courses and then we'll talk, so that way you can let me kind of train up a little bit. So feel free to use it like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm saving it. I just put it in.
Okay, cool. And there's also an online community in there. But the main thing I'm using it for is courses. That what I sent you is like an all-in-one. It's like community and stuff, but I'm not telling you to ignore the community, but just focus on the courses if you guys want to. You don't have to mess with anything else. Well, all right, great. Was there anything else? Oh, you asked me a question. So I see that you have a couple of phone numbers for campaigns with us. It'd probably be best, just because we have like 4 campaigns for you guys, if you give me the number that you want me to update, and then I'll make sure that all of the campaigns get that number updated on it.
So for the leads, for the SMS,
Yeah.
texting notification, if it can go to 615
Okay.
619 2522.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the courses. I do see the courses. That's good.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll tell you, what's funny about me is at first I was selling them. And then I accidentally gave them to one customer for free, all of them by accident. And I was like, oh no, I gave them for free to somebody. And then the person watched because in that app, I can track if you watch the courses or not. And then they watched all the courses. And then when they were done, they were like, Nick, I want to give you $3,000 to do a campaign. And then it hit me, I'm doing it all wrong. The courses should be free. And then when after they get done watching me for 3 hours, an expert, they're like, I want to hire this guy.
Yeah, that's what Alex Hormozy says. You follow him.
That's right. And I'm kind of stealing his strategy of free education and then hire me if you need me.
Right. That's exactly what he does. Exactly.
It's a brilliant model.
It's a brilliant model.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, well, that's great. And your team has been very helpful. Benny, responds quickly, which I like. So we'll be, so did you request that we get all the leads for November? Okay, perfect. So we really have to work on those, and then we'll just be starting our new campaign in December.
Okay. All right, perfect. Awesome.
And we'll probably do the same payment plan, but there are some leads that carried over or some that we didn't use last month. So I think 144. So that's okay. But I think we're going to just focus in on the areas that we do well in.
And everything rolls over, just so you know. So it's like, nothing ever disappears with us. You always have,
Perfect.
I just want to share that with you, that
No,
you're like,
yeah. No, I appreciate this call. I think it's been very helpful. Andrea, do you have any other questions?
No, I'm excited to watch these courses though. Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, and get
absolutely.
the leads because that's what we're missing.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
those should be over within an hour. If you don't get them, you reach out to us for sure.
Okay, all right. Oh,
Awesome.
Nick, are you like working like 24/7? I could always contact you, which I appreciate, but I'm like, oh gosh.
I do a great job at managing it. We are growing at an insane rate right now.
Right.
So I'm learning. I think I need an advanced customer service person. One of my best friends is a realtor who's closed deals with our service and an investor. And he called me up wanting to like work with me the other day. And I'm like, I think I need you because he already gets my whole program. And it's like, I think the only problem is I'm the kind of the Wizard of Oz around here,
Mhm.
and I
You
know,
look like the Wizard of Oz too.
yeah, I got the whole thing going on. And,
Yeah.
but, and it's like, I need to start disseminating that knowledge across some of my team too.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing great right now, but I'm really scared for 2024 because if we grow massively again, I'm going to be tough. It's going to be tough for me. But thank you.
Fantastic. Well, I wish that upon you and I wish that upon me for sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No,
Awesome.
Thank you, girls, so much. And if you need anything from me, just reach out.
I will. Thank you, Nick,
You're
for
welcome.
being
I'll
so
see you.
responsive. Bye-bye.
My
Thanks.
pleasure.
Bye.